Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of Wheels of Mercury, the last episode of 2025. That's right folks, we're doing the last Releases I Loved video for the autumn of 2025. All of the releases I loved between September and November of 2025. Before I begin, I have to state two things. Number one, there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of music releases that came out between September and November of this year. Like, so many that I had to do away with the 5 to 7 release limit that I usually do. And now I'm doing 12 releases plus 3 growers and outliers at the end of this video so that I can talk about the many releases I loved that came out this past autumn. And also the second thing, I did not include any non-metal releases since it would make this video way longer than it needs to be. That being said, let's get into the list. Starting with one of the most unique metal or even just metal adjacent albums I've heard this year. Gates of Dawn was their album 3 in Roman numerals. Now, this band is from Minnesota. They play a mixture of like blackened psychedelic rock, like it's like Allman Brothers or the Grateful Dead if they had a black metal screamer with them. It's very, very interesting. They have like jam rock guitars, and there's one part where they're doing a double drum solo, kind of like Edge of Winter does on the song Frankenstein, if you've ever heard that song before. The only straight up metal or metal adjacent band I could think of to compare them to is Basilvat from Flint, Michigan. The newest album from the Italian death metal band Bedsore, and the last 2 albums from the Dire Straits inspired death metal band Chapel of Disease, who are from Germany. So if you like those 3 bands, check out this Gates of Dawn album. It's been on constant repeat for me this year. Yeah, check it out. It's a wonderful, wonderful record. Next up is probably my metalcore album of the year, with Blessthefall, with their comeback album, GALLOWS. Oh my goodness. If you told me Blessthefall would be saving metalcore this year at the start of this year, I wouldn't have believed you. But yet, here we are. This kind of sound, this exact kind of theme metalcore sound takes me back to when I was 17, back in 2013, getting ready for Warped Tour, man. Like, the hook and the references from other Blessthefall albums are just so freaking good, man. It's so good. Yeah, I just love it. If you like that early 2010s metalcore sound, or the theme metalcore sound like The Devil Wears Prada and bands like that, yeah, you'll love this. Check this out. Welcome back, Blessthefall. Pretty awesome to have you guys back. Awesome record. Next up is one of the best atmospheric black metal records of the year with Einer, Freiheit and their newest album, Innern. If you can't tell by their name, they are obviously from Germany, and they play a lush, very atmospheric style of black metal with some amazing drumming and great vocals from their vocalist Nikita Kamprad. Shout out to whoever runs their social media team for commenting on my review of the first single for this album. If you want to see the review, the short I did, it'll be up near my head. Thank you for commenting on that short, guys. That was awesome. Anyways, if you like atmospheric black metal in any fashion, check out the Einer, Freiheit album. I think it's their best, most cohesive work yet. Next up is an album from a subgenre I don't usually really talk about here on Wheels of Mercury, and that is the funeral doom metal band Oromet with their album The Thinking Io. Two things that stand out for me with this album is, First off, the drummer is a lot more involved with his drum kit compared to other Funeral Doom bands. There is a part in one of the songs where he uses a marching sort of beat, and it works really well with the Funeral Doom metal sound. And the second thing that makes this album stand out amongst other Funeral Doom metal albums is the length. This is just 42 minutes long. It's not like an hour like most Funeral Doom metal albums tend to be. Even if you're not a Funeral Doom fan, I would advise you check this out. It might surprise you with how solid it is. And I honestly think this is the first Funeral Doom metal album that I've ever been into from this year. This is an awesome album, regardless if you like Funeral Doom metal as a subgenre or not. Check this out. Next up is the Return album from the one, the only Swiss technical thrash metal legend, Coroner. Now, this is more of a groove metal album than a thrash metal album. Wheels from the future here, and in front of the fireplace. I was just talking about Coroner's 32 years in the making comeback when I realized I forgot to film it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, what I was saying before it would cut off, this Coroner album is a bit more of a groove metal record than a thrash metal record. I can tell the guys have listened to a lot of Gojira. Coroner made a worthy follow-up to 1993 Grin. All the more power to them for coming back strong 32 years in the making and making one of the best thrash adjacent albums of the year. Next up is another thrash band by the name of Species. They are from Poland. Their second record came out this year. They are a technical thrash metal band. This Species album has an amazing bassist. Like, this is one of the best bass performances I've heard in metal. The bassist is just going off on this Species album, and if you're into technical thrash metal, check out this Species album. It's called Changelings, and it's one of the best thrash metal albums of the year. Next up, probably would have been the metalcore album of the year if not for Blessthefall coming in and saving metalcore this year, in my honest opinion. But this is Greyhaven with their album Keep It Quiet. And man, the stadium-sized hooks on this thing are freaking huge. If these guys don't do arena tours by like 10 to 15 years in the future, then I don't know what we're doing here, folks. I tell ya. Like, I've had so many choruses and verses from this album stuck in my head because it is so good. It reminds me of the band Better Lovers, or the band that imploded to make Better Lovers, Every Time I Die, who are from Buffalo, New York. Rest in peace to that band. Yeah, if you like that style of metalcore, this is a must listen. It's one of the best metalcore albums of the year. Amazing stuff. Hey there, Wheels of Mercury from the future, the day after. Here to tell you about the Yellow Eyes album that dropped on October 31st, 2025. So, for those of you who don't know, Yellow Eyes is an experimental slash avant-garde slash atmospheric, probably just atmospheric actually, black metal band that are from New York City. This is an album with a sort of a sound that's really hard to describe. There's a lot of shimmering autumnal sort of soundscapes. It's a very, very long album. Here's Wheels from the Past to tell you about the soundscapes. All of the soundscapes and the field recordings they use, they all add to the atmosphere and the sort of Malo Carpeton-esque sound. I don't know if that's the best description for this, but that's what I got based on what I heard, due to how the drums sound and everything. I don't know. Yellow Eyes has a sound, an atmospheric black metal sound that is hard to describe. You're gonna have to listen to it for yourself in order to see what I mean. But yeah, regardless, this is one of the best atmospheric black metal albums of the year. If you're a fan of GALLOWS, you're already gonna love it. But if you haven't heard this band, I think this would be a good place to start. Next up is one of the black metal albums of the year that is almost not black metal. I'm talking about Agriculture with the second album, The Spiritual Sound. Now, this is not just a black metal record. This pulls influences from mathcore, metalcore, sludge metal, especially in the song Bodhidharma. Holy crap, what a song. And like shoegaze and some sonic youth type of stuff going on with the vocals. It's chaotic, but intentionally so. Yeah, it's like a weird mixture of like, I don't know how to describe it, like Death Heaven meets like Rollo Tomasi meets like Dillinger Gate Plan sort of stuff. Like it's really cool though. It took a while for me to appreciate it. It goes one place, and then it goes the other place, and then it goes the other place, and you're like, wow! Repeat listens, you start to sort of piece the album together, and you're like, oh, okay, now I see what they're getting at. It almost kind of flows as one herky-jerky song. Yeah, if you want to check out this kind of black metal adjacent thing that pulls a lot of influences from a lot of different subgenres in and outside of metal, yeah, give this Agriculture record a shot. But it may take a few listens to really sink in. Next up is one of the best black metal demos I've heard all year in Runeblade with the demo Unsheathed that just came out not too long ago actually. If you don't know who this band is, they are a part of the Will Guild collective that is based out of the Pacific Northwest in Washington State in the United States. This Will Guild collective encompasses bands like Iron Firmament and Lander. Runeblade features the Will Guild collective's most prominent member, Krieger, on drums, and SC from Ebony Pendant, a black metal band I love, on vocals. And the riffs on this thing, oh my freaking goodness, it's just amazing. Like, amazing riffs on this thing, man. And just when you're getting tired of the thrash metal inspired riff, they switch it up on a dime in the second to last track with a sort of an Agalloch sort of style, sort of neo-folk half for the first half of that track, and then they go into black metal for the second half. What's that track called? I think it's called like Bird Leaves and something like that. Yeah, that's the neo-folk inspired track. It's great. Like, if you love like Wolves in a Throne Room, Agalloch, if you love like in-your-face raw black metal like Nothing's Madrigal from Orville, it's freaking awesome. Check this out. However, that's not the best short release of the year. This new Suffering Hour EP, on the other hand, this is the best release of the year, in my honest opinion. Suffering Hour came back with a raging banger of an EP this year after the drummer beat cancer. And this drummer is playing like his days are depending on it. And he's just going off, man. He's just like, just going off on that drum kit in this EP. I'm happy to see that this band is still kicking butt after the last album, The Cyclic Reckoning, was my metal album of the year for 2021. Amazing effort from Suffering Hour on this new EP, Impelling Rebirth. If you want to check out Suffering Hour, still start with the 2021 album, but this is no slouch either. This is only like 15 minutes long, so it's short, but man, does it pack a punch. Amazing stuff. And the last and most recent album on this list is Blut aus Nord with their album Ethereal Horizons. Now this is a long-running French black metal project which is avant-garde and atmospheric atmospheric, and this goes back to the sound that he had in 2019 with the album Hallucinogen. Very shimmery, it's very cosmic. There's some clean vocals in there that remind me of ICX Vortex from Borknagar and Dimmu Borgir. This also reminds me of the black metal band Midnight Odyssey that is from Australia. This album does what it says on the tin. It is an ethereal, atmospheric black metal album. It's an awesome listen, and it proves once again why Blut is one of the best atmospheric black metal projects going for like 30 years straight. Very happy with this new Blut album. Now, we're on to the Growers and Outliers section. Albums that were released outside of the September to November time gap. Starting with the anonymous atmospheric black metal project, Blood Obsession, was their second album. This is a one-person project. We don't know where they're from, really. We do know that he makes atmospheric black metal, or they make atmospheric black metal. If you like the Der Weg Einer Freiheit album I talked about near the start of this video, you will like this Blood Obsession album. The only little tiny criticism I can give it is that the drums seem like a drum machine. But that's neither here nor there. I have loved solo black metal projects that have had drum machine before, so I'm fine with that. This Blood Obsession album is a very good atmospheric black metal album, and it really ramps up the intensity on that last track. Holy moly. As I said before, if you like Der Weg Einer Freiheit, you'll like this. Next up, and the second last album I'll ever talk about in this video, Landmarks was the darkest place I've ever been. So happy I finally got to this Landmarks album, because this is a great metalcore / new metalcore album with hints of Linkin Park and Beartooth and some hardcore in there too. The vocalist, he is just an amazing talent. It's clear as day, just based on his vocal performance, that he means every freaking word that he says, and they are such a good band. I discovered them with their album Lost in a Wave from 2021, I think, and they're just continuing to deliver. Yeah, Landmarks is just an awesome band. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They are a great band. Last up is Cryptosis with Celestial Death. Now, this is an album that released all the way back in March, but I didn't get to it until October. My mistake, because this is some of the best thrash metal I've heard this year. This is honestly like a thrash metal album with strong influence from like Emperor and Immortal. So a lot of black metal influence in this album, which is probably why I love it so much. It's got a lot of atmosphere in it. So if you like stuff like Vector, if you also like stuff like Dissection and like Vinterland and stuff like that, and if you also like stuff like Autonosis, that band from Toronto is awesome, by the way, Autonosis. If you like cosmic thrash metal with a bit of melodic black metal in there, check this out. This is a freaking awesome listen. Now that's a wrap for my newest and last Releases I Loved video of 2025. Can you believe 2025 is drawing to a close? That's insane. The next time you'll see me in a full-length video, it will be for the 5th annual Golden Wheel Award in January. Why do I do it in January, you ask? It's because in case any December releases manage to blow me away. And there's one December release off the top of my head that I'm really freaking excited for. And that is Lichgate with their upcoming album. It's their first album in like, I want to say 7 or 8 years, and their first release since their EP that was released in 2020, right at the start of the COVID lockdown, like right at the start of that whole confusing time. Glad to have Lichgate back releasing new music in December. What were your favorite albums in the autumn of 2025? Let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. That helps me out a lot. Thank you for helping me break the 400 subscriber limit. That is freaking insane. I never thought I would get there. Honestly, it's all thanks to you guys that you made this happen. If you'd like to watch a video that has way too few views, give my video with me answering questions from the one and only Mike T-Town a watch. Rock on, guys, and I will see you at the Golden Wheel Awards in January and in many songs reviews short to come. Take care.